Hello, Facebook Live. How are you today? Melanie and Lair coming to you here live on my personal profile. If this is the first time that you have ever caught me live in your whole entire life, please let me know that you are a first-time viewer. I'd love to welcome you to my Facebook world. If you tend to watch me quite a little bit, then I hope that you would say hi because we're friends and stuff. And if you happen to be watching the replay, then you can hashtag AlphaFem and I'll catch you on the replay. Now, I am actually on a moving boat. I don't know how unpleasant this is going to be for you, and I don't want to give you motion sickness. So I'm going to make it not too long. This is going to be a short and sweet kind of live. I was actually as red as a beetroot because I've been out sitting in the sun and I put this like subdued filter on, and now I'm realizing I look a little silly. I think I need to stop using these filters on Facebook. All right, first time viewer Kimberly, so happy to see you. Hi Tina, hello Charlene, hello Claire, Lynn, hi Maria, Christy, so good to see you. Hi Eliane, so good to see you. So today is a very important day because there's a new masterclass that is launching live in the AlphaFem world. And there's a story about this masterclass. There's a whole story about this masterclass. There's a whole story about this manifestation. And the first thing I want to do is, if the AlphaFem team is here, if you don't mind posting the link to the masterclass so I can just pin it, and anyone who wants to register while you're watching this, you can register for it. But I want to give you this story. So I started my coaching business in 2013. And when I started my coaching business, it was an invisible coaching brand. So I didn't use the internet at all. I really just had a word of mouth coaching business. And I loved it so much. I helped people reclaim their power in relationships and their confidence and really just become greater versions of themselves in their lives. I was a life coach and a relationship coach. It's so good to see you all. Thank you for being here. And by the way, at any point, if you feel like it would help someone to hear this, please share. It would mean the world to me. So it took me a while to get into the idea of going on the internet. It was a scary thing to imagine going on video. My first language is French, and I kind of had a feeling that I was going to do this in English. Let me just pin this comment. There you go. So if you ever want the link to register, it's right there pinned. So it was a scary experience for me to think of going live. I wasn't really very good on camera. I wasn't a very good speaker either because my first language is French, and I would very often ping pong back and forth between French and English when I was talking. And so if I didn't know a word in French, I'd just say it in English. If I didn't know a word in English, I'd just say it in French. I would ping pong back and forth in my language. And so to pick a language, to speak, to not always say and ah on camera, and to learn how to really speak was a scary thing for me. But I decided to do it. Decided I was gonna brave the storm and started doing Facebook Lives. And it was such a crazy thing because the first few Facebook Lives I did, there was barely anybody there. I remember coming on and being like, if you can hear me, say hi, or if you can see me, press 1. Like, can you hear me? Can you see me? Like, waiting for someone to come on the live stream, you know. There was no one watching, and it took a minute to grow my audience, and I'm actually in hindsight very glad there weren't a lot of people watching me back there because I really was learning to speak and learning how to get on camera. And so sometimes you think you're so ready for things, then you realize later why you didn't manifest all the things you wanted in the right time, and you're like, probably best the whole world didn't meet me then. Probably best, but they didn't. But over years of practicing and over years of going live and connecting with people, I've built this beautiful business. And it was a small business, and I always prided myself in being the underdog and the dark horse. This is my thing. It was my identity. You know, there was the big name coaches and the big successful people, and then there was me, the underdog. The one who defied all the odds, the one who had everything against her and should not have succeeded in this lifetime and did. Like, that was my identity for the longest time. And I really did very much connect with the underdogs on social media, the ones who were like, yeah, that's how I feel, and you know, I'm also building this, and there's all those big names out there, and we don't know how we're going to get started, and we don't know how we're going to get recognized, but we're going to do it. And it was like this energy that I had with all these amazing humans on the internet, and it was just like, we've got this, you know, we're going to defy the odds, and we're going to do this. And so over the time that I have coached and mentored human beings on the internet, because at first it was mostly men and women, and then there was a phase where it was only women, and then, you know, the whole world just opened up to the Alpha Femme brand, and now we're far more inclusive than we've ever been, and I'm very inspired and happy about that. But what has been mind-blowing to me has been the fact that over time, my identity changed. Not on purpose. Like, I didn't make this happen. It happened, and then I had to readjust as all of a sudden I stopped being the underdog and I became the person people are like, yeah, well, it's easy for her. And I'm like, no, this is all wrong. What do you mean? I'm the underdog. I'm the chicken nugget. I'm the one that defied the odds. What do you mean? How do you see me now as the very people that I used to be threatened by in the beginning, or worry I'd never be seen because there were people that were too big and too bright and then all of a sudden I became one of those people. And I heard people say things like this, like, oh yeah, about Melanie Ann Layer, it's not like, it's easy for her because she's got a huge audience, and it's easy for her because she's got this and it's easy. And I'm like, but this was all created from nothing. And so there was a lot of triggers in me in the beginning about that, because I was like, I think I preferred my underdog identity. I think I preferred it when people looked at me and thought, we can do this. You know what I mean? But I've realized that this is the beauty, is to really understand each step of the manifestation process. There's a phase in the beginning where we're dreaming of a greater life. And then there's a phase where that life starts to manifest, and it's beyond anything we could have imagined. And all of the feelings that we have are really exciting. And it's also fear, and sometimes it doesn't happen as fast as we think it should. And then one day, before you know it, you're standing exactly where you always dreamed of standing. And there's this moment like, how did I get here? How did this happen? This is quite extraordinary. So recently, I've really just kind of owned this new place where I am. Whereas like, I've created the thing I wanted. I have. And that's so cool. And I've stopped fighting against, no, I still want to be the underdog. It's like, no, it's cool. There's so many underdogs. There's so many extraordinary people that are breaking through. There's people who are just starting. And it's our job to just own and rock wherever we stand, when we stand there, and continue to manifest our dreams and continue to scale and evolve to whatever we want, whenever we want, however far we want. And I'm more passionate than I've ever been about this conversation. So something really pivotal happened in my brand, and I can remember very specifically when, but in the summer of 2020, there was, and this is like right when the pandemic hit, there was this real decision that myself and Kevin and Shannon and my team made. So Kevin is my partner, Shannon is my sister. We were in Hawaii together, and we got quarantined right at the beginning of lockdown. We were grounded in Hawaii. And there was this moment where there was just this moment where we realized we were going to be there for a long time. There were no flights out of Hawaii. And we just decided we were going to do something great. Not good. And we didn't think it was going to take a long time. We didn't say this is going to take a long time. We said, we're going to do something huge. And we put our hearts and our minds to it, and the entire brand, Vanessa, Emmanuel, Shannon, me, Kevin, we put everything together, and we started to really manifest that Alpha Femme would be world renowned. And we started putting our minds to that. This would have been in maybe April of 2020. At this point, we were still quite successful. We had a beautiful brand, a beautiful group. I ran programs. I had my flagship Alpha Femme experience with almost 100 women in there. Like, things were going well, but I still was the underdog at that point. And I declared that I was ready for big things. Now, when I declared I was ready for big things, the universe, God, Mother Nature said, oh yeah? Really? Okay. Let's throw you a few curveballs, see how you do with this. And so there's a few curveballs that were sent my way, and I showed up to the best that I could. There were times where it was extraordinary and I felt like I was walking on sunshine, and there were times where it was so hard I thought I wasn't going to be able to make it. But I was tested so many times by myself, by the universe, to make sure that I had what it took to go the distance. And everything changed. In September of 2020, I channeled this extraordinary masterclass, and I knew it was going to make a huge difference in my life, and it was called E2. It was called The Emotions and Energetics of Manifestation. And what I wanted was to help people understand what I had understood from going from absolutely nothing, being an invisible coach with making $100 per session, manifesting clients to help them with my life coaching business, to all of a sudden having this online business that I really had built organically at that point. We didn't have any ads or anything like that. I really had built the whole thing. It was a very small business. I didn't have many followers online. I didn't have many things, but the people that watched me liked me, and the work we did was out of this world, and the results were kind of shocking, to be honest. I think that was the big thing, is that the people who worked with me were just having mind-blowing results. And so word of mouth was getting out a lot about the Alpha Femme brand and how people that were working with me were really skyrocketing. And so we did the E2 Masterclass, and it was a masterpiece. I had the time of my life running this thing. It was the best masterclass of all times. So many human beings entered my world in that masterclass, found me in that masterclass, and were like, where has this person been all my life? And on the back end of that masterclass, we had our first $1 million month. I thought I was going to pass out. Like, it didn't even make sense. It was out of nowhere. We didn't even have a projection to earn that. It didn't even make sense. It was just, sometimes you channel something, and for those of you who are in the coaching or mentorship industry, like, you have an idea and you realize the idea was also for you. And so as I really embodied the teachings I was teaching, something changed in me. I love this masterclass so much. I had offered it for free, and we remastered it and made it a paid course. And there are so many people who have purchased E2 as a $555 course over time, being able to see that version of me, that 2020 version of me, who was just about to have $1 million month, little did I know, and who led this masterclass in such a powerful way. And it was so amazing. And so I've been having this masterclass in my world for so long, and then it hit me that since that masterclass, the Alpha Femme brand, and I want to preface this by saying I have nothing against ads. I have nothing against having a big business with really well executed funnels. I honestly, I wish and I hope that one day I will know how to do those things. This is in my future. I believe I will one day learn these skills. But when I first started in this industry, that was the norm. People talked about sales funnels and running ads, and I was told by so many coaches, mentors, leaders, that if I didn't have a big email list and if I didn't know how to run ads, I would never succeed on the internet. I was told very specific rules and guidelines that I had no choice to defy if there was any chance I was going to make it, because I had absolutely no resources to do any of the things I was told I needed to do. And so I really started tapping into energetics and how to create a business that was built on relationships and an actual, delivering extraordinary results. Word of mouth, and really connecting to people over time and seeing what can happen that way. And so this is an organically built business. We haven't been running ads to masterclass, ads to programs, or I haven't done that. I've tried a couple of times, but it just did not work for me. And I'm still manifesting that one day it will. But I think it's cool that we've made it this way without doing that. I think it's fun for people, especially when they're just starting out, to see whoa, you really can have extraordinarily mind-blowing results without having to invest so much in the front end. It's not only as long as you run ads, you can do this yourself. What I realized is that organically, since E2, the E Squared Masterclass that we ran in 2020, the Alpha Femme brand has now generated in cash. And so people ask me a lot, what does that mean when you say cash? So when we talk about cash in the coaching industry, the difference is not sales. So let's say, for example, if you were to buy the $555 E2 masterclass on replay, it would be $555. But let's say you wanted to buy it on an installment plan, and you paid $111 per week for 6 weeks. Well, cash, I would only count the $111 I received. In sales, I would count the full $555. You see what I mean? So I only talk cash. I only talk money received, because there are times, even though I am very much working towards this and changing this, that people give their word to commitments and then change their mind. Commit to big things and then don't make their full payments. So it's important for me to be transparent in this industry, to not just talk about projected money and to not just talk about what people have promised they would pay, but what's the actual money that's coming in. And so when I talk about cash, I talk about money in the PayPal, money in the Stripe account, money in the bank, right? So what I realize is that since E2 in September of 2020, there has been $50 million cash received in the Alpha Femme brand. $50 million in 2 years with organic, connected, small, not even a big business, like it's still relatively small for what we're doing, business. And I thought, you know what? There's an evolution to all of this, and I want to bring it back. I want to bring the Masterclass back. And so I decided to launch a next level iteration of E2. Oh, I have a feeling have all of you lost me or only some? I've got the sniffles. Kevin still got me? I'm just gonna give it a second because some people say they can't see me anymore. If I'm still here for you, let me know. I will say, if you can still hear me, make note of my name if you don't know me, so you can find me later on Facebook, and I'll start another live stream. If it does crash, I'll start another one. But Melanie Ann Layer on Facebook, and if you want to follow me on Alpha Femme on Instagram, that's also good. So just take note of my name. And another way is just if you share this live stream, this will also help. If you share the live stream and for some reason I get cut off, then you can just re-click on the live stream that you shared and you'll be able to find me. Okay, I'm back. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So, $50 million were created in 2 years, and I thought the first $1 million month happened during E2. There's such an evolution, and there's so much I could say in the 2 years since that first $1 million month. There's so much that has changed and has grown. So why don't we do a next level version of this and call it the emotions and energetics of manifestation, the evolution. It is, again, an entirely free masterclass for you. You can come and watch this entirely free. It's gonna last 6 days. And then at the end of the 6 days, you'll have a while to watch it. We'll probably leave it up for a couple of weeks so that you get to see the whole thing. And then we'll take it down, we'll repackage it, and it will become one of those courses that you can purchase automated from me later. But you get to watch the live transmission for free if you want to come and watch. And what I want to talk to you about in this masterclass is the emotions and energetics of manifestation. And we're going to talk about E2, but I'm going to show you and explain how this evolution has occurred and how everyone around me that's really stuck the course with me has grown exponentially. Because what's really amazing is these are results that I have that are so incredible. But I have clients that started coaching with me in 2018 that are now multi-millionaires, making $1 million months now. So now my clients are also making $1 million months, $500,000 months, $100,000 months. Women in the Alpha Femme experience are making $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 a year, $500,000 a year, $1 million a year. Like, the numbers in everybody's world are starting to change. And the long run, what's happening is that over time, and the real truth, I want to be honest, like, some people's minds are like sponges. They're all, and not just sponges, wet sponges. You know how when you take a dry sponge and you try to pick up a mess, it doesn't pick anything up, but you got to wet it and then you got to take all the water out and then you go back? Some people's minds are like a wet sponge. Some people's minds are like a dry sponge. Sometimes I speak and people just get it and it's just like bang. And then we get to evolve really fast. For others, you're coming into my world a dry sponge. We've got a little bit more work to do in the beginning, but if you stay the course with me, one thing that's so great about this work and my belief in my life and everything is like it will be inevitable for you to change your mind around what you've ever believed about money, about miracles, about a good life, about joy, about love, it's inevitable. It's inevitable if we spend time together long enough. Eventually you will start to see everything differently and your life is going to change. I have absolutely no doubt about this. The amount of evidence I have about this is more than I'll ever need in my lifetime to be so sure. I can declare this for the rest of time. Spend enough time with me and one day your life will change, because I changed my life spending time with me, my thoughts, and everything that I want to bring to you in this masterclass. My whole life has completely changed. So if you know someone right now that's in a pivotal place in their lives, whether they're even successful already, but they're maybe a little stuck, or they're on a roll and they're looking for a mentor that can continue to keep them excited, or they're just started, like, it doesn't even matter where you're at. You will listen to this masterclass and something will land for you. at every level that you are. If you're just beginning, if you are in the middle of your journey, if you already think you're so freaking epic next level that no one could teach you a thing, it doesn't matter. You're gonna get something in this masterclass. So we opened the doors for this a few days ago, and the reason we did this is I didn't know if I was ever gonna be able to do another masterclass again. I didn't know if I was ever gonna be able to do another masterclass again, because last year I did a free masterclass in a group, and there were so many new people who joined on day one that Facebook shut my account down. And so we've been trying to mastermind and brainstorm how I would ever be able to deliver another free masterclass. And what we tried for this one is that I let people in early. And so for every milestone, every time, like, okay, 1,000 people join the group, 2,000 people join the group, I opened a manifestation thread with certain little, prompts and stuff. And we've been manifesting on those threads now for a few days. There's over 6,000 people in this masterclass. And I didn't want to do a Facebook Live right away because I didn't want to get so many people and crash the internet like we did last time. So I've waited until we're just about to start to do this live stream. So the first live stream of this is at 4:30. That's in 3 hours from now. There will be replays. So if you register for it and you realize you can't make the whole thing live, don't worry about it. There are replays. I do still suggest that you get in the zone with this and you watch it with the cadence of the masterclass, because if you can stay in the zone with me, it's gonna be so much greater. So once you get the schedule, if you notice where you can't watch, like reschedule it yourself in your calendar so you can watch it with a flow. There's going to be draws in there, prizes in there, offers in there. It's going to be a fun thing to be a part of, and the trainings are out of this world. And then after a few weeks, when we're done, we're going to take the videos down and they'll be remastered and sold at a later date. But you get to watch them for free, and you get to be with me in this energy and other 6,000 people that are in this manifestation world. So it's going to be a great opportunity to be surrounded by people who want a better life. If you're looking for a network, if you're like, where am I supposed to find my people in this life? In this group, you will find so many extraordinary aligned people. And I just love that we start this on the full moon. And we'll be talking about the meaning of this full moon and how powerful it is inside of the masterclass. But what I love about this is this new moon is all about energetics. This full moon is all about energetics. It's all about, usually we're in the season of like hustle. September is all about like getting stuff done. But this specific full moon is actually very much aligned with manifestation. And so I'm excited to teach you both sides of manifestation. I do it very specifically for myself. I believe in the feminine energetics of manifestation. I believe in the masculine doing energy. I'm a very beautiful balance of both in my life. And I want to bring you my beliefs. I want to show you what I see and what I believe in and what I've done over time that's led to this. And I really think you're going to enjoy it. I think you have a great time. So if watching this today felt good, if it feels like you know someone that could benefit from this, please share. It would mean the world to me. And who knows, maybe there's someone out there that just needs this conversation. It'd be perfect timing. So if you do share, please let us know in the comments section that you have shared. I usually give prizes. I love doing that. It's just that now I didn't expect to go live and I'm on my boat. And so I don't have anything right now. But if you do share, make sure you let us know that you shared. And then next time I go live on here, I'll make sure everybody that's shared it gets their name in the draw, and we'll do all the fun things. I'm very excited. I've got 3 hours to get ready for this thing, and I have butterflies in my stomach. I am so ready to have the kind of conversation that changes things for all of us. The world as I know it has changed for myself, for my clients, for my family. Like my life as I know it in 2 years has entirely changed. Entirely, like completely flipped on its head. If I can give you a fraction of that in this masterclass, you will remember my name for the rest of your life, because what's going to happen in the next couple of years in your life, if you can tap into what I tapped into 2 years ago, it makes no sense. Now, I'm going to be super honest and transparent. Like, I know the internet has a million extraordinary coaches out there, and there's so many amazing people that you could be learning from. For a lot of you, you're meeting me for the first time. You're looking at my face for the first time. You're like, who is this person? This is the tip of the iceberg of who I am. And to be honest, it doesn't even matter who I am. This isn't even about me. This masterclass isn't even about me. It's about you. If you watch this and you love the energy, if you love this and you're like, I like this person, fabulous. We're going to have a great time. But if you're watching me and I bug you, that happens a lot. And it's just part of the game. It's okay. If you can get past that, you're still going to learn something extraordinary. And I hold space for that to happen for you. You don't even need to like me. I still want you to have everything you ever wanted in your life. So if you can get past whatever's bugging you and make it into this masterclass, we're going to have one heck of a life transformation. So however you're feeling about this, I'd love to see you in there. We're going to be opening the group right at like we're gonna be going live right at the time. If I'm a little late, that's normal. I like people to be ready for me. There's 2 ways you can be watching on Zoom, or we live stream directly in the Facebook group. Once you've registered, you're gonna get all the information. And so you'll be able to either join me right there in the Zoom room or just be and chill in the Facebook group, and we're gonna share inside of there. And then the replays are available. It's gonna be really easy, very easy to watch, very easy to participate in, and we're gonna have a really good time. So if you want the link, you can also just go to my profile. Pinned to the top is the masterclass post. You can request the link and my team will give it to you, or I've put it here in the pinned comment section. I'm very grateful to have met you on this live stream, wherever this goes. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy. And maybe I'll see you inside the masterclass. All right.